Welcome back to Everything Whiskey. I'm Callum.
I'm Sam.
And today we're having a look at the Glenglassaugh Evolution.
Got it out in one. What's going on? Glenglassaugh. I believe this is kind of like a rejuvenation for the company, for the distillery, because they went into quite a bit of a decline at some point.
I've never even heard of it.
Me neither. I think that's the point. I think that's what's going on. They were founded in 1875. They were making whiskies from like 1860 till 18 something or other, like for maybe like 30 years for blends and stuff, like Cuddy Sark and stuff like that. And then they were bought and they produced their own stuff, and then they went through a massive decline, and now they've been bought out. They've been bought out again, so they're making their own stuff. I can't remember who owns the company now, but it is their own stuff again. So they're trying to bring back the name and stuff to be, their own again. They're trying to jump back into the whiskey market. Now this one's called Evolution, and it is aged primarily entirely in first fill Tennessee barrels, and I believe that is a combination. I'm not sure if it's all the one distillery that they got the barrels from, but I think Dickel is one of them. You'd assume that it would be Jack Daniels, and that might be part of it, but I believe Dickel is the primary supplier of the Tennessee barrels that it's aged in. It's 50% ABV.
So it's up there.
It's up there. It's a Highland malt, single malt whiskey, ex-Tennessee, cask matured, single malt. Like what? It's just a pretty simple, normal, pretty. I don't know. It's just a classic thing that Scotch has done for a while. So there's a lot to compare this to, I guess, is what I'm saying. There's a lot of other Highland malts aged in ex-bourbon casks. I know this is Tennessee, so there's a little bit of difference.
I was going to say straight off the bat, on the nose, it does smell quite similar to other Highland
malty sweetness. Yeah. No, definitely. There's the malty sweetness,
which means those core characteristics carry through.
Getting like a salted
caramel almost.
Yeah, I was gonna say like a salted sweet biscuit. When you get like a shortbread, but they've sprinkled like some salt over the top of it and then thrown it in the oven, so you get that like contrast of sweet and salty.
I mean, no, but I'll trust you.
Heaps of the malty funk, but it's a really sweet one. It's not like got that. It's not too funky actually. It's like a good balance. It's like a sweet cereal kind of thing.
There's some fruits in there as well.
Fruits, but again, probably cereal fruits, like desiccated, like raisin, sultana.
Maybe like a caramelized apple.
Yeah, I reckon I could get
on
that.
The big off stick. The big off stick that you eat at the carnival.
Oh, those candied apples.
Yeah, is that what they're called?
Yeah, candied apples. Yeah, so about $100 for this one. Flavor wise, I don't know if I'd say it's up to par with some of the other. Well, no, that's the thing. I think you can get a lot of whiskeys that are probably in the same quality and price range, but there's also some ones that are much better quality in the same price range. This one's not competing with them, but with the big, the biggest part of the curve, this is sitting pretty comfortably with the others. It's got a lot of simplicity. It's not really it's not got the peppery complexity that a Highland Park has.
No.
It's also not got enough deep floral fruitiness that something like what do we do? Belvani, like something like a Belvani, like that benefits from like a sherry casks and stuff like that. But it's kind of sitting between them.
Glenfarclas.
Yeah.
Along these lines.
Yeah, no, actually, I think you're right. That's probably as close from memory. Highlands, I feel like are really hard to like be like, oh yeah, I've tasted this Highland. This tastes exactly like this Highland. I feel like they share so many commonalities with flavors in their profile that like it makes it really difficult. Like when you get an Isla and you can like smell and taste an Ardbeg versus a Lefroy blind, and you can be like, yeah, 100% different. This is Ardbeg, this is Lefroy. They're both Isla, but they have standout, distinguishing notes. Whereas Highlands, I feel like there are very few that stand out.
But then again, we aren't into that scene as much.
No, not anymore.
So if someone that's in the Highland scene could probably
pick it up better than us. We're into Islas and high-proof bourbons.
Like for us, they're very similar. But I can still kind of tell the difference between them.
I can see a difference, but not like a massive indigestion.
Yeah.
Had a couple beers, so we're probably going to be burping.
Glenfarclas on that hand. Like Glenfarclas is very good for its money.
But like when
you can get an 18-year-old for $100.
100%.
And I would genuinely say it's better than
this.
I much prefer the Glenfarclas 18.
I think so as well, but I don't know if that's kind of like an image thing as well, or an age thing. It's driving.
It might be, yeah.
I don't know what to think of it. It is early days for their rejuvenation. We've got to taste. This is our first Glenglassaugh, so we probably need to taste more of them, not just the Evolution. I think it's a good start. The fact that it's 50%, there's no chill filtering, there's no color added. They seem to be pretty
it's got those core characteristics as well.
They got it's the kind of stuff that distilleries and companies that make whiskey do that actually care about what they do. So they've got a few ticks on those boxes. Flavor wise, I feel like we didn't go into enough detail, so we'll give like a best notes we can. Flavor. So in a very sweet nose, malty, but nothing, not the same kind of malt as a, I'd even say like a Dimples or a Glenfiddich or stuff like that. They have heavy malt, but they're super approachable if you're fine with the malt. This has really sweet nose, but with the malt kind of around it, it's less malt funk and more just kind of like cereally. It's more approachable in my opinion. Apart from that, I really don't get much on the nose.
The taste is malty as well. I mean, it's pretty similar.
But again,
to the
same round
malt. I get a little bit of caramel, just the tiniest.
Some brown sugar, some burnt sugar, some not really getting much floral or fruit. It's kind of more just desserty, but maybe date, like
it's caramelized apple.
Yeah,
it's like if you put an apple with caramel glaze in the oven.
Yeah, it's like a sticky date pudding kind of more dessertiness, not like a lot of. There's no bitey citrus notes or green apples or anything like that. It's very dessert. Like you said, it's apples glazed and put in the oven kind of thing. It's those kinds of fruits, but they're dulled by the sweetness, I think. Yeah. This is an extremely approachable 50% of it, I will say. Yeah, I was going to say, it dances on your tongue, like the alcohol like you can tell it's not a 40%er, but there are some 50%ers that would challenge people a lot more than this.
Yeah, if I was blindfolded, I would not say this is 50%. I'd probably say mid-40s, I would say.
Yeah, I reckon I'd say 46.
Yeah.
Is probably where I'd send it. But I don't know, can you let us know if you've had much history with Glenglassaugh and experience, because it's new in Australia, as in like it's popping up now, but it's a really old, well not really, it's a decently old distillery.
Is that 1825?
1860. So it's a pretty old distillery, but not one that's remained, popular or relevant. So it's kind of been through a lot of dips and stuff. So let us know if you've tasted old Glenglassaugh and also what you think of the newer stuff, if you have had Evolution and some of the other ones. I think it's doing a good job. If this is their start to get back into it, I think they're not really doing anything wrong. It's approachable, it's sweet. They're not hitting bottom of the barrel alcohol wise, they're hitting the 50% mark. To be honest, I don't think they even need to if they're going for mass market. They could probably do a 46er instead of 50. Don't know if that would equate to much more earnings for them. I
think that's perfect at the 50%.
I think 50
because it still provides that little bit of interest. 46 might be if that's 50. 46 would be like a 40.
Yeah,
and it might be a little bit dull, but
Yeah, I don't know. This is a new one to us. We don't have much experience or knowledge about it as a distillery and its background and stuff. So let us know if you've got any opinions on it. Thank you for watching this episode of Everything Whiskey. If you liked it, leave us a like. If you want to see future episodes from us, consider hitting that subscribe button. We really appreciate it. We've just hit 100 subscribers, and it may seem small, but it's a milestone to us. So thank you very much for that, and we'll see you in the next one.
Cheers.